This is Amy Chan from CakeDecoratingSchool.com, and if you like cake decorating, you're in the right place. If you're interested in these products, check the links in the description. In this video, we're talking about what to look for when you're buying cupcake papers. The first thing is probably the size. So you want to make sure you know what size cupcakes you want to bake and what size pans you have. These are standards, and we also have the minis here. So you can see they're radically different sizes, and if you're meaning to get the standards and you buy the minis, you're probably going to have some problems and need to order some more. So always check the size of the listing before you proceed. Right? They also come in a variety of jumbo sizes as well for really big cupcakes. So it's just one thing to watch out for first. And there's a wide variety of just the plain white paper ones that are available that'll do a great job. They kind of fade into the background and you don't really notice them on the cakes. There's also some colored options. And one thing to keep in mind about the colored ones is that when it bakes, it will become a little translucent. So you may lose the coloring and the pattern. So things like these cute little pumpkin ones, I usually use for kind of like little nut cups or bonbons, just because the pattern will get lost easily because the colors are relatively light. So if I bake anything like our gingerbread cake or chocolate, which are perfect for the fall season, you're gonna lose the design almost completely. You won't even really see it once it's baked. I could use it for light things like yellow cake, lemon, almond, where some of this would still show through, but because the oranges will fade a little bit when they soak up the moisture and grease from the cupcakes, you're kind of gonna lose it to a certain extent still. Some people will just kind of stick these on the outside of a cupcake baked in a plain paper after they're done, and I've done that with varying degrees of success, so it's not always a wise plan and can sometimes backfire. So anytime you're buying the colored ones, especially if it's lighter tones, make sure that they're gonna work for the kinds of cake that you're baking, right? Because these red ones, they're nice and bright, and although they'll fade some on a lighter colored cake and they'll work well for things like red velvet, they kind of disappear on darker ones like our chocolate or gingerbread cake. These black ones, however, can hold up to anything. So there is some consideration, different colors will allow you to bake a wider variety of products in them. And you just want to keep that in mind, especially if you're using colors like blues, where if you put something yellow in it, it might end up looking a little green. So when you're picking out colored ones, always make sure that the kind of cake, right, the project that you're going to complete will work with the actual finished coloring, and keep in mind that they'll be a little translucent at the end. Right, so those are just a few things to consider when you're buying cupcake papers and if you're going to go with plain versus one of the colored varieties. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like more about the cake decorating materials and equipment we use, or just some inspirational videos about cake decorating itself, you can follow us on Insta or YouTube at Cake Decorating School. If you'd like to know more about yearly membership and what it entails, you can go to www.cakedecoratingschool.com for more information. And if you're interested in these products, you can check the links in the description.